Hey boys, it's that time of month again. It's time to do a DIY on this M5. I've gotten a shimmy while doing 50 miles an hour, and well, the diagnosis usually is front upper control arms, otherwise known as thrust rods. It is this bushing right there. That's your thrust arm or upper control arm, and well, they're known to fail, and well, what I will be replacing them with is these Powerflex. I am using the black polyurethane model that they have. I think this is the only kind they sell at this point, so stay tuned. This is going to be a long DIY for me, so just watch. Okay, so let's start with a nice introduction on what's underneath this car. What you have is the first rod that you're looking at, where my light is pointed at. That's your track rod. It goes down to there. Okay, your next rod is this curved one going along. That's your thrust rod. Wait, oh no, that's your sway bar. Okay, and then your third rod, this curved one, that's connecting to your thrust rod back there. Usually this track rod might also need replacement. I am not going to do it at this point since I don't have the parts. That thing back there, that's your pitman arm. That goes to your steering box. That connects to your tie rods also. And then you're gonna have to also drop the steering knuckle. As you can see, those bolts right underneath that shock, well, you won't be able to undo those bolts without dropping the knuckle. So you're gonna have to undo the pinch bolt up there. Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty involved process, so it's not for the novice DIYers. I'm pretty new to this myself, but I believe I can tackle everything. So, wish me luck. Okay, I'm attacking this from the ball joint side first. So what you first must do is drop your steering knuckle, and that requires undoing the pinch bolt right here. This is the bolt. I've already taken it off. It's a 16 on this end and a 18mm nut. You also have to take off the sway bar end link right here. That's a 16mm. Then you have to get into this side. There's your the pinch right there, and what you must do is just pry it open with a very large screwdriver. It takes a lot of force. I have it open about a millimeter and a half, and then that is that's the original mark. I marked it with a Sharpie, and now that's the new space that I've gotten. What you must do is I have a 5-pound wedge, and I believe this is a 3-pound sledge. It's a mini sledge, and I'm just knocking it down, and you have to knock it down until you have about 1.5 inches of room, and then you will go from there. This is my method of how I am knocking down my knuckle. This will not mar it, even though it looks pretty bad. Okay, next up would be to loosen the screw, which would be back there. That one. That's for your thrust arm. The front one is for your track rod. So this is a 22mm Alright, this right here, 22 millimeters, and there you have it. There's a washer also, so I'm gonna try and remove that. Man, it's really tight back here. I'll leave that washer in for now, but as you can see, that is how much I've removed the back of the steering knuckle. So that's about all you need, and then you can get your 22 millimeter wrench. Alright, so while I'm soaking that ball joint in WD-40, this is the tool that I'm going to be using. It's a Harbor Freight ball joint separator. What happens is, as you tighten this screw, this pushes this down, and this will be on the top of the bolt, and this would be holding the bottom of the ball joint. It would just press it out of its sleeve. Alright guys, just giving you a view of what I'm doing right now. This has actually been the easiest ball joint ever, as at this point I'm spinning it hand tight, and well, I backed most of it out. So just always use WD-40. I've backed that much out. Now it looks like that. And I'm gonna need the ratchet, so just stay tuned. It's been pretty good so far. Okay, so you saw me use the tool, and well, the ball joint just slipped right out. I mean, if I see, I can pull it out, but the problem is this bushing right here does not allow me to spin it all the way around. So I now need to go loosen this bushing side, and well, to do that, it's sway bar bracket right here. You need a 13 mil, and just gotta break it loose. Okay, so what I have is, that is a 22 millimeter bolt, and underneath the car, that thing right there is a 22 millimeter bolt. That connects the thrust arm. You just loosen it. You gotta go around this anti-roll bar, so that's a lot of like playing around with angles. And then again, you gotta play with this pitman arm by turning the wheel again. Leave your key in position 2 for this stuff, and well, once it's out all the way, I should be able to just pull this thrust rod out. This, again, as you can see, it's loose. I've never really heard of ball joints being this loose before. It's an OEM arm too. It's from the date that it was made was 99, so it's the original arm. Alright, give me a little bit and I will have everything out for you guys to see. Okay, so here's my whole thrust arm, as you can see. Yada yada yada. My tool to press this out did not harm my ball joint boot at all, and surprisingly, this ball joint with 130,000 almost on it feels solid, feels fine. And here is my control arm bushing that I'm replacing. As you can see, here, I gotta lay this light down. And there is a visible crack right there. There is a visible crack all along this edge right there. And well, that is my cause of my shimmy. What I'm gonna do is go to Home Depot, buy a hole saw, and drill out this rubber part. Then I have a reciprocating saw at home already, so what I'm going to do is then cut this middle sleeve right here. But I have to be careful not to cut into this control arm itself. Once that's got done, this whole bushing is just going to fly right out, and here will be my new part. Powerflex. Yay! Ta-da! Goes on like this, where each end will slip on to the control arm until it goes like this. Then there is a metal sleeve in the middle where the bolt goes through, and then there will be 2 washers, one on each outside, before it goes back into the bracket. Yay! I'm gonna have to lube it up, grease it all up, so it never squeaks again. A funny thing going on right now If I'm looking at the date stamp on the control arm bushing, I don't know if you guys can get a good view of it. Yeah, not gonna happen. But I think it says 99, which means these things actually have 130,000 miles on them. So, bravo to BMW making a rubber bushing last 128,000 miles, which is what I have on this car.